Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And on this second episode that we're doing of this day in history, we are gonna just go again as we did the other day and look through what happened today in the past and see if anything catches my eye and something did and then I kind of find it humorous and I hope you guys do too. So I'm scrolling through and there's some the softball rules I kind of looked at for a little bit. Um, Kind of saw Sandy Koufax here, obviously a stud. Um, I got to look a lot at Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox. Um, Keep going down. So I looked at where is it now? A little bit of this cricket. I'm like score hundreds. I have no clue about cricket. I think that might have to be a separate video or something. I need to watch some videos on the rules of cricket because this at first sounded cool, and I looked it up, and by like two sentences, and I had no clue what was happening. So anyway, Sadiq and Mashtaq Muhammad, pretty good cricket players, I guess. And Billy Martin here, named AL Manager of the Year. Scroll down a little bit, I see Billy Martin's name again, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is something looking a little bit to Billy Martin, especially the second one where he punched a marshmallow salesman. Um, that's weird. That's you don't see that, but I don't know if any of you know the background of Billy Martin. The guy was kind of a nutcase. And here's a picture of him if you don't remember. This is kind of what he looked like. Um, and really known for, he's a great manager. He managed the Yankees, the Rangers, the Twins, and Oakland for a little bit. And really was known for kind of being a heavy drinker, kind of out there in the city a lot, drinking, being at bars, kind of getting in trouble. He had a short temper, um, but I had this hot and cold relationship with George Steinbrenner, the Yankees owner at the time, and Steinbrenner would fire him and hire him frequently. In fact, if you look at his career, he was with the Twins, Tigers, Rangers, and then spent 3 years with the Yanks, got fired, got hired the next year, got fired, went to Oakland, and then got hired three more separate times, just three more stints. So he was always kind of had this off and on relationship with Steinbrenner. But I looked at this event, so this him punching a marshmallow salesman, which at first glance, I look at that, I look at that headline and just think to myself, that marshmallow salesman. I guess I picture the marshmallow salesman as a mix between like the Michelin Man and the Pillsbury Doughboy. You're just like, hey, you need some marshmallows? Like, I would probably want to punch someone like that too if I'm not in a good mood. Or you'd be in a really good mood and be like, yeah, I'll take some marshmallows. I don't know what their method of selling marshmallows is. I mean, granted, I'm sure Puffs or I think that's a marshmallow brand has their salesmen out there, but like to create need for marshmallows in New York City, I mean, I want to make s'mores around dumpster fires in the alleys. I don't know where I guess Rice Krispies. But I mean I would have liked to been there for a pitch that this marshmallow salesman was giving, and must Billy Martin had enough of that and probably was like, okay, I'm gonna punch you. Get out of here, salesman. So I looked up the article and found an old newspaper article titled "The Punch." So Martin's victim tells his side of the story, which, knowing Billy Martin, you had to have thought, whatever he came out with in the public probably had a little bit of um, little lies in it. And that's what this Joseph Cooper, the marshmallow salesman, said. He kept quiet and he said in this article that there were a lot of lies that he, was kind of holding in that Martin had said. So Billy Martin was fired. Then this Cooper thought, okay, now I can finally come out and break my silence about that marshmallow punch. Um, so he said, the reason he stayed silent, he didn't want Martin to lose his job, which I think is pretty honorable. I think if I was punched by a manager, I probably would be kind of, fired up about that and wouldn't mind sharing the story to get him fired. So, really kind of cool how Cooper kept it silent, just didn't want to affect the man's job. Um, so he said that they were on a business, him and an associate, and after dinner wanted to go out for some drinks. And the only place open was a section of the bar between Billy Martin and a longtime associate of Martin, Howard Long. Um, so they didn't really recognize him, and then all of a sudden they start talking with him. Well, then this Cooper made a mistake of saying, "Yeah, I thought it was a good choice of picking Dick Williams as manager of the year." Although Earl Weaver did a good job too. Not really mentioning Martin. Um, Obviously, and then Martin said, "Yeah, they're both a holes, and you're one too for saying that." Um, okay, I guess I if I were in that situation, I don't know if I ever would have. I see you're trying to make small talk, but knowing Billy Martin, I think kind of a fiery guy, someone with a short temper, probably was drinking enough at that night. Wouldn't want to say anything that would make him angry. Um, I don't know if I would have said, "Hey, yeah, you really didn't do a great job this year, but two of your rivals did really well. I thought they could have done that." Probably wouldn't have said that. I mean, I'm thinking of I don't know what manager. All the managers today are pretty level headed. I don't know of one um, that you could say, yeah, I think so and so was a better manager. Um, anyway, yeah. So he pretty much says, you suck this year, and your two opponents did a lot better. And Billy Martin really didn't like that. Um, yeah. The worst part is that was probably the worst time for Martin to ask that question, what you do for a living, and your reply has to be a marshmallow salesman. Probably not the good time for that to happen. Well, that's just what happened, and as I said, everyone thought it was a big joke. Everybody thinks marshmallows is a joke until you're making that batch of Rice Krispies. Then it's no longer funny. I'm not a big fan of s'mores, so I don't really care for marshmallows. Yeah, and then yeah, Martin then wanted to go outside, get in a brawl. Ultimately, they they put some money down, and they got going, and Martin kind of took a cheap shot at him, and Cooper ended up getting 15 stitches in his lip, and that was pretty much that. It wasn't too there was no big fight or anything. It was just kind of it was one punch, and later on it was said that this Cooper, the salesman, had fallen, and that Martin didn't do anything. Uh, that kind of came out as false though. Then after that, Martin's job was kind of in jeopardy. And remember, we think of the Yankees as not really being they've had dysfunctionality in their system. Like A-Rod, that his whole tenure there is kind of dysfunctional. Um, and back in this time, it was like Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin didn't get along, and that kind of was the dysfunction there. And it's just at that point, I think Steinbrenner almost like wanted to get rid of Martin because caused such dysfunction, but at the same time knew he was a good manager. Knew he was for the most part well liked. Um, and yeah, this punch I guess kind of cost him his job for that period of time. Like I said before, the relationship between Steinbrenner and Billy Martin were just so off and on. Yeah, so that was pretty much Billy Martin, and if you're his playing days were subpar. I mean, played 11 seasons or so, parts of 11 seasons. Um, Otherwise, didn't do too much on the batting or on the playing side of things. Really was known for his career in managing, and yeah, I ended up dying in a car crash on Christmas at age 61. Um, Richard Nixon and Steinbrenner, attended his funeral, and it was people remembered Billy Martin as just a really good manager, a really kind of provocative almost in a way figure, but um, had success in managing and was a really beloved manager by many in person. So yeah, that is Billy Martin, and thank you again for joining. Let us know what you think of these. I'm hoping to do more of these frequently, and things like these come up that I find joy out of doing, and would hope some of you do too. So again, hit the subscribe, the like button if you like this. Follow our stuff. This will all be up on the uh, statswipe.com, our website, and will be put up on our Facebook page, which you can follow as well. Thank you again for listening, and have a good rest of your day. Today is going to be game 4, big must-win game for the Rays almost. It's a huge game for the Rays after the Dodgers really handled them yesterday in game 3. So give it game 4 a watch, and I will be back for more later.